Hello. Hope everyone is doing well today. I wanted to hop on and share with you guys the three mindfulness exercises that help me manage my depression. I use a lot of mindfulness on a daily basis. I have a variety of exercises that I use depending on what's going on in my life, depending on how much time I have, and depending on how I'm feeling. But these three are the ones I've kind of narrowed down that are really my go-to, the ones I've really incorporated into my everyday life, and the three that really have helped me become more aware, helped me to become more in control of, and just to be better manage my depression. Okay, so I know sometimes it feels like our depression is controlling us. But we have a little more control than we realize as far as what we do, what we can add to our day-to-day, add to our diet, add to our routine. There are things we can do to help us control our depression a little bit more than if we just kind of let it control us. And I know it's hard to sometimes find that energy if you are already depressed. That's why I encourage people just do a little tiny bit each day. And then maybe when you're feeling better, you can start really incorporating some of these activities into your day-to-day life. So when you hit that hard time again, you kind of already have them as a pattern. If you're somebody who really just doesn't ever feel that great, I just encourage you to add maybe one little mindfulness activity or exercise to your daily routine, maybe each week or each month, whatever you can manage. So I just wanted to share the three mindfulness exercises that I use on a daily basis and have really helped me manage my depression better, really have had me feel more in control of my depression instead of it controlling me. So my first one is I do what's called a feelings check-in. So you can do this a couple ways. When I first started, I started one because I had been talking to a business coach over something, and they told me to kind of use this app called Mind Jogger to keep me on track and keep me on task with what I was doing. And I realized what a great tool this could be for my mental health and my depression, because a lot of times our feelings come in and we're busy and we're doing things and we're ignoring them. We don't want to deal with them, so we shove them back. And then they keep building until it's too late. And then we're so depressed that there's not much we can do. Or we're so anxious that there's not much we can really do to backpedal it. So I thought I would start trying to do a feelings check-in throughout the day. So I grabbed this app. It's called Mind Jogger, and it's free. And I don't have any affiliation or anything to them. It's just a helpful tool that I used. And what's great about the app is you can you can program it to go off randomly throughout the day, so you're not knowing when it's going off. So you can also just set alarms on your phone. The problem with that is that you know when you set them, so subconsciously you may be like waiting for it to go off if you realize what time it is. So with the Mind Jogger app, it just catches you off guard, and you kind of have to stop. So when it would go off, I would stop and assess how I was feeling. Where were my thoughts going? Were they positive? Were they negative? How was I feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? How was I on my peace? How was I on my joy? How was I on my happiness? How was I on my depression feelings? How was I on my sadness? Where was I on the range of emotions that we have on a scale of 1 to 10? And then once I assessed that, I would look at what do I need to do to kind of tweak it, to get it kind of backpedal, to help myself propel forward in a positive way. What do I need to do right in that moment? What mindfulness exercise do I need to do? What do I need something to eat? Do I need something to drink? Whatever it is. And it's been a huge help because I don't even use the app anymore. Now I just naturally check in about every hour. I'll be like, hey, where am I feeling? Where am I at? What am I thinking? And it has helped me so much because I get ahead of my feelings. I get ahead of those thoughts, right? And that's a big battle for those of us who live with depression and mental illness. So it's just been such a helpful mindfulness tool to just get that reminder, stop what I'm doing assess how I'm feeling, assess where I'm thinking, and assess what I need to maybe do to help myself. So that was my first mindfulness exercise that I used to help manage my depression. My second one is mindful breathing. I do mindful breathing all day long. I love throughout the day, if I feel the least bit of stress or the least bit of overwhelm, I'll just stop and I'll take a breath in my nose and then hold it for a couple seconds and then breathe out my mouth. Right? And I'll do that 5 to 10 times, in and out, in and out. And it just, because a lot of times when we're busy, or if we're getting upset over something or feeling overwhelmed, we stop breathing correctly, right? So when we don't breathe correctly, then our heart's not getting enough oxygen, our brain's not getting enough oxygen, and that can just, propel us into the wrong direction. So I have just found whenever I feel the least bit of tension coming in, or the least bit of stress, or the least bit of sadness, I just take some deep breaths in through my nose, out through your mouth. There's a bunch of different ways you can do mindful breathing. That one for me works the best. And I think it works for a wide range of stressors, so for a lot of people. So that's the one I do. Like I said, do it throughout the day. Even when I'm not feeling overwhelmed and not feeling stressed and not feeling depressed, I'll still do it. And I think it really helps make sure I'm getting enough oxygen to my organs, to my brain, to everything that needs to help me function at the level I want to function at. I don't want my depression to constantly be interfering with my goals in my life, which it does, which is why I work so hard at it not controlling me as much as it used to, right? A lot of the things I have implemented into my life over the past few years have really helped me get to the point where I'm better able to manage my depression, and that's what I'm hoping to help others do too. So number 2 was mindful breathing throughout the day. Whether you're stressed or just feel like you need to take some deep breaths, take that time to do it. A super easy exercise to do wherever you are. We all have to go to the bathroom at some point, even when you're at work. You can step into the into the restroom and do some mindful breathing. You can just do it at your desk. You can do it if you're running around. There's so many ways that you can mindful breathe while you're doing other activities. So mindful breathing is the second one. First one was feelings check-in. And the last one that really has made a huge impact on how I manage my depression is a daily gratitude check-in. I do this in my self-care and mindfulness group that I've talked about. Every day we have almost every day, we have a daily gratitude check-in, and everybody puts, I ask for 3 things that they can have, that they're grateful for on that day. And if they wanted to just put 1, that's fine, 2, 3. The point is to find something that you're grateful for each day. I do 3 items each day. If I do it I like to do it in the evening, but if I don't, I do it in the morning or early in the day. I do for the last 24 hours. So I find 3 things I'm grateful for in the previous 24 hours. So that way, if something happened since the last time I did my gratitude check-in, then I can add it to it, even if it was the day before. So each day, take a few minutes and write 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for each day. And it is life-changing because if you are feeling so down and you really are in a dark place, I have found that this has helped me so much on those days and in those moments. Because even if you feel like you have nothing to be grateful for, if you're laying in bed and can't get out of bed, well, then you're grateful for that bed, right? You're grateful for those sheets. You're grateful for that pillow. It may be something like that. It does not have to be these grand events that happened or something spectacular. Maybe you're grateful that you had the energy to get into the shower that day because it had been 2 or 3 days since you had the energy to shower. Maybe it's just that you have something good to eat in the house, or you have Netflix, or you have, whatever it is. Find something each day, 3 things each day for which you're grateful. It has helped me so much because there are days when you feel like everything is going wrong and you are in such a dark place and you are so sad, or you're so not having a good day. You're not able to function the way you want to function. And you just feel like, what is all this for? What am I doing? Why is my life like this? Or I'm such a mess up. You know, we have all those negative thoughts that keep coming in our mind, right? Which is something I'll talk about in another video, how I conquer my negative thoughts. But by focusing on what we're grateful for, what I've noticed in the last 2 years since I've really started doing it consistently is that I have a better opportunity, a better chance to go to that positive side of things, even when things are looking bad and looking down and I feel like I'm getting depressed over whatever is going on. I can see the goodness and I can flip it. I have a lot better time at flipping circumstances into a positive and into something to be grateful for. So it's really helped with my mindset, and mindset is something that I think many of us who live with depression, struggle with depression, also struggle with our mindset. We tend to go very negative. So it has really helped me form a habit of creating more positive thoughts in my mind. And I know it sounds silly, because sometimes, we'll say, oh, well, we can't, we don't have any control when we get depressed. Sometimes it's triggered by an environmental situation. Sometimes you just wake up depressed when you have depression, right? And you don't even know why. And those are the hardest days to really get out of, or weeks, months, however long it lasts. Those are the ones that are the hardest. But what I have found over the past couple of years, since I've really been implementing all my mindfulness, my whole food plant-based eating, and some of the other techniques I've added into my life, it has just been life-changing for me, as far as how I manage my depression, how less often it happens, and how less of a time it stays around. I just feel like for the first time in my life, I'm finally getting to the point where I really have a huge toolkit of techniques and resources to help me through those darker times. So I wish I had known a lot of them 30 years ago. And that's why I have my blog and now this YouTube channel to help share with others what I've learned over my lifetime. And things that have really helped me manage my depression, and things that maybe you don't think about or people don't mention to you. So that is it for today. I will be back next Monday. I hope everyone has a good Christmas who celebrates, and I will see you next week.